Welcome back to another episode in the Aquila 32 Sport Owner's Experience series. On this episode, we're going to cover our experience with showering and getting cleaned up in the head. We'll answer questions like, how much water will it use? How long will the hot water last? Are there any quirks in getting ready? Are there any accessories that will make the experience better? First, the technical. The water tank and water heater are located under the port side rear seat. The Aquila 32 has a 29-gallon freshwater tank and a 5.5-gallon hot water tank. The water temperature adjustment is on the left side under a plastic screw-in cover. Ours is adjusted as hot as it'll go. This will force you to use more cold water and therefore ration the hot water. The boat sleeps 2 in the cabin, so we'll assume that the hot water should give us at least 2 showers. Well, today we're going to test out the shower because we didn't get a chance to check that really on our trip. In fact, the heater we did check, and the water heater did not work because it was the guys that installed our new inverter. They didn't hook it up. They just left it unhooked, which was kind of like an Easter egg hunt, trying to figure out what was wrong with it. So today, I'm going to get cleaned up on the boat, even though we're sitting here in our slip. First thing you need to do is make sure that the breaker is on long enough for the water to get heated up. And I think that time is about an hour. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Get these things down over here. House battery is on. No warning messages. That's good. All right, let's go docked on board. That gets all of our pumps and everything on. And let's make sure that our water heater is on. When you turn these breakers on, you need to make sure that your indicator light comes on. So when we had our new inverter put in, our guy forgot to install the wires for the water heater. The water heater is separate. So if I look down in here into the control room, you can see the modification that we had to do in order to make that happen. So in here, you can see some new wires that were installed. One, this wire here was installed, and that you got 3 brand new wires here, and those wires ran on up and into this box. And then we have a breaker system up here because the wires that go into, this is your input side of your inverter, and then your output side is out here, and that runs to your boat, right? So anyway, these are 20 amp wires. Well, the service going into there is 30 amp, so they needed to make sure that they had 30 amp wires to make sure that it wouldn't end up with a fire hazard on the boat. So you have a breaker up here and a breaker inside the control room that I just turned on. And that is how you can see you have one extra brand new breaker in the boat that you didn't have before. This is a really simple boat. There's not a whole lot going on, but it is still sophisticated. And I'm going to tell you something too. I just came from the International Boat Show and looked at some 36-foot boats, including the Aquila 36. So I looked at the Aquila 36 and the Four Winds 36, which was very impressive. And nobody has a control room like this little tiny 32-foot boat. This is actually remarkable and unheard of in the industry. Aquila has put lights about everywhere on the boat. It's really done well. Even back there in their back hatches and so forth, you'll find lights that can service those areas. That's fantastic. The one area you don't find a light is in their control room. I'm not sure why that is. So what I did was I went ahead and stuck a light back over here. See it there? And then I just left the wire hanging here. That way if you ever need one, you just go ahead and plug it in to your bathroom outlet, like so, and then turn it on. And you can see now you have light on that situation. And you need it. I mean, there's been times that I've had some issues back in here, and it's been at night and it's been dark, but this lights up the whole room, and that's actually a pretty good spot for it too. I mean, it even lights up some of this up in here, which is nice for your Ray Marine. So yeah, give yourself a small little light. Well, we're going to test out the water heater and just see how long it takes to take a shower and see if the boat has enough water with its 5.5 gallon hot water tank to actually have 2 showers, because we need that. First, we're going to get the shaving underway, and I know that I'm going to probably end up turning this thing on and off during that process, but so shaving, I'm going to try to conserve some water here. We got all of our goodies over here. This is a good place to put your clothes. Got a towel hanger. It's going to be right here. And if I sit on the john, this is where I'm going to put the shower head. So the shower head up here. You can stick the shower mount wherever is convenient for you. It really depends on where you want the water to spray, or in my case, how tall you are. I'm 6'3", so I fill up the room. It's easier for me to sit on the toilet seat so I can move my arms up and down and not bang my head on the shower mount, which I've done a few times. For the same reason, I'm pretty quick to take the shower mount down after showering. This picture shows how the shower head fits into the mount. Let's also make sure that we show what our water tank is ahead of time before we ever start. So it looks like we are at 26.5 gallons here. So we're 3 gallons down, 2.5 gallons down, really. So let's see what happens now when we get done. To conserve water, I just put a couple of inches of water in the sink and cleaned my razor that way. Shower looks great, warm, no pressure. Hello. What are you going to get on this show? Everything tends to dump right out there. You can hear it pumping. Okay, 7.5 minutes of a nice warm shower. Actually, I was finished up in just under 2 minutes myself. So let's say that I went 3 minutes. That means that 2 people can easily have 3 minutes of a good shower. And where this shower head is placed up here, your counter is going to get a little wet and so forth, so make sure that your toilet paper is not hiding right here behind this hole, or you're going to end up with a little bit of water in there. You can see that right now. And so I got a little bit, my toilet paper got a little bit wet right there. The towels are dry, so it didn't get that far, but still, if you're going to get water through the hole, just make sure you got something in there that you don't care about getting wet. This pump worked out great for the drain. Again, nice warm shower. You can see it's all steamed up in here. And right at 7 minutes before the 5.5 gallon hot water ran out. So one of these is also handy. That's getting everything dried off and scraped off and so forth. You can come back with a towel if you're done, but this will get the majority of it done, and then get your floor all kind of ready to go, steps and whatnot. But this is not bad. This actually works out really nice. And if you want to use one of these, you're going to need to get yourself an extension cord. The reason why is not because you don't have enough outlets, is because of the type of outlet you have. So let's go ahead and take this out. I'll show you what you got. All right. So this is the type of plug-in you typically get with a blow dryer. You open this up and it won't fit. You get those lined up there, and you can see the top of this is binding. So this isn't going to work. And also, like here, there's no way, especially if you have a cord where one side is a little longer than the other and you have only one direction you can go with this. So you can't plug it in any other place. So you're going to need an extension cord. This has worked great. We use this also for the coffee maker, just because we need something longer to get to something convenient. If we want to go ahead and take this over to the galley, which is more convenient to do coffee, then just buy yourself a small extension cord. Well, had our first shower, got cleaned all cleaned up, and it was good. One thing you're gonna need to do before you take a shower and all this, let's take a look at how much we actually use of our resources. So this is our water tank, 13 gallons. That's running at 7 minutes from where we were. It looks like we used about 13 gallons of water because I think we had 26 gallons before. So we burned 13 gallons of water in 7 minutes. So you can calculate your burn rate from there. And our black water didn't change any because we used gray water to actually eject the shower water into the ocean or wherever you are. For that reason, you need to be careful about what kind of products you're cleaning yourself with because all that stuff ends up there in the water. Also need to make sure that you have on your outlets for blow dryers, curling irons, things like that if you have them. And you'll also need your water heater on. So we just came from the boat show, and I'm going to show you something that I didn't see in some of Aquila's bigger boats, believe it or not. This is their tiniest boat, the 32. And what I didn't see was a mirror in the head. So I don't get it. Maybe this is their more luxurious boat, the 32. Their smallest boat has to be the most luxurious boat they have. Also, when you're done with everything, that little towel rack that I showed you just sticks on the side of the wall. They will come off periodically, but they won't come off on a trip. It usually takes them a week or two or whatever. And this is them right there. Pick that up off of Amazon, and they literally just, you push them down, and well, this is stuck on there good. But this one does the same thing. You stick it down and stick it. And this looks like what's on their 36, very close to what's on their 36. And I'm not sure if I can get this booger up or not. I mean, it's on there. There it comes. Boom. So all you do to stick this down is you just here, push it down, and then twist, and it's on there. So anyway, that is from Amazon, and I'll show you the link. And there you go. And this is, I mean, it's on there good. Not coming off. So to recap the results, yes, even with the 5.5 gallon water heater, there's plenty of hot water for 2 people to take a shower, as long as the showers are about 3 minutes each or less than 7 minutes. I found that the hot water started to diminish around the 6 minute and 30-second time frame, so you can stretch that to 7 minutes by adjusting the faucet for more hot water. At 7 minutes, it's completely gone. We used 12.8 gallons of water in 7.5 minutes of water usage. So you use 1.7 gallons per minute on the Aquila. Make sure that you have enough water on board before showering, and that doesn't account for toilet flushing. The water pressure was surprisingly good, and the room was easy to get cleaned afterwards. If you use a blow dryer, make sure you have an extension cord on board. Get an 8-footer with the 3 prongs. If you have a coffee maker on board, you'll need that 3rd grounding prong. Get the shower and towel holders with the suction cup attachment. They're super handy and have the added convenience of making the head feel a little more homey. Well, that concludes another episode. I hope this gives you a little more familiarity with your Aquila. Stay tuned for our next owner experience episode, and until next time, see ya!